Give him for it. Please put your hands together for Mr. Joe Chlapowski!
Thanks, Ross. Those roast jokes are still coming, buddy. It's a professional show now. Guys, I had a job interview recently, so already things are going poorly for me. And the first question they asked, I felt was kind of aggressive, personal. They were like, if we were to ask your old supervisor, Anthony, who you worked with for 2 weeks at a Radio Shack, what your biggest weakness is, what do you think you would say? I was like, probably bullets. Probably bullets or fire. Edge weapons. Maybe the bipolar, but I'm not even sure if he knows about that. In the scenario that we're in right now, he might say the fact that I don't take job interviews seriously. I'm like, okay, all right, but why do you want to work here in our amazing call center with the timed bathroom breaks? I was like, I don't actually, but I am very desperate for money and you guys don't drug test. Okay, all right. But why should we hire you? You shouldn't. I'm a very bad employee. I consider the boss's authority illegitimate. I think of them as my natural enemy. Okay, all right, that's pretty good. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not here. Pretty much anywhere else. If comedy doesn't work out, the country's still standing at that point, I'll probably join an anarchist guerrilla army and kidnap the CEO of this place. Maybe hold him ransom, mail you his pinky finger, I don't know. Gonna get creative with it. I got that job, unfortunately. It is a nightmare. What I do is I caption phone calls for the deaf and hard of hearing. So what that means for me is that I spend my workday listening in on all of your grandma's phone calls and finding out just exactly how openly racist they are with all of their friends. It's very openly. Unfortunately. Oh, and by the way, your Nana called, her colon is inflamed. All her friends have cancer. So, call your Nana. She needs it. But the number one rule that they have at this call center I work at, the most important rule that they just hammer over and over and over again, is that every single call, no matter what's going on, under any circumstances, They all must be kept 100% confidential. You're not allowed to share information on any of these calls, ever. So I was on this one call. And the person who picked up the phone, they were kind of panicked and screaming. And what they said to the person on the other end was, "Close all your windows and get in the closet. There's a bomb threat." You know, like how all those people in Hiroshima left their windows open. It was really on them if you think about it. Turns out, just a little missile scare. Hawaii is fine. Before all that happened, I was at my restaurant job. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I no longer have that one. But one day, I was dropping off some food at a table, and when I went to leave, one of them turned to me and said, "Hey, would you like to join us in prayer?" And I was like, "No." And then I left. But I realized that I messed up, because what I should have done was stayed and then just added a bunch of stuff to the prayer that I want. Be like, "Dear Jesus, thank you so much for this lovely meal that you've blessed us with this evening and bringing us all together." And I'd be like, "And thank you for blessing me with a roommate who will front me a gram of weed while I wait for my direct deposit to go through." And Lord, I guess, while we're here asking for stuff, if you could like fuck up my landlord somehow, if he doesn't do something about the roaches and fix the sink, my home is infested with roaches. Anyway, guys, enjoy your buffalo shrimp. And amen, I guess. Believe it or not, in spite of everything you've heard from me here this evening, I actually went to college. I don't recommend it, it's not helping me. I have a cinema studies degree, which is a movie watching degree that took 11 years to get. And so far, this is how I've been using it. Really, the only thing that it does is just ruin movies for me. My dad called me, as he often does, very concerned about my financial well-being, as you might expect. And he was like, "Hey, don't you have a bunch of student loans that you're gonna have to pay off at some point? Like, aren't they gonna start calling you asking for that? Do you have any kind of plan to deal with the loans?" And I work part-time in a call center and do this, so the short answer is no, I don't. But I did join a radical labor union a little while back. So I was like, yeah, I have a plan for the loans. My plan for the loans is to help organize the working class, abolish the wage system, and overthrow capitalism. But also I need $200 or I will be evicted. But anyway, guys, that's my time. Thank you very much.